But as you grow, you lose certain homies because it's called closing the gap. This is the gap when we start. This is the gap as you grow. Notice how you grow and they don't. So how do you close the gap? You gotta come back down.
Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Around the Loop. Super excited. Man, I've been on a roll with a bunch of artists. I've been super blessed with all these opportunities. And, there's many more. So, today, you guys are in for a special treat. I got a local artist, actually, not local. He's from the Yay area, for y'all that understand. And no other than HeyZoos. And I just want to say thank you so much for being on the show of Around the Loop. Thank you for taking your time and the opportunity to be on this episode today. And we're going to take a deep dive and let the audience know who you are and what you do and, your everyday. So people know more about you in depth as just an artist. So thank you so much for being on today's episode. Let's just give him a warm round of applause. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate that.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited. It's my first interview ever.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. So I wanted to ask, like I start in every other episode, what, let's see. So let's talk about your profession. I want to ask you, let's talk about what you do for a living or for your profession here.
Well, I do a lot of things, man. I'm a gymnastics coach.
Nice.
I've been doing that for, I want to say 3-4 years.
Okay.
I'm a musician, obviously. I like to produce beats. I mix and master. Just a little bit of everything. I even DJ.
Nice.
And I play soccer. I mean, that's pretty much my main three.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what keeps me going.
Nice. Okay. And I wanted to ask you what made you go with your artist name? How did you choose that?
I wanted a cool name, something that sounded like a superhero or some shit. I don't know, something catchy. But then I just kind of thought my name's cool, but it would be weird to spell it out like Jesus,
Yeah.
So I kind of had to anglicize it. And I don't know, HeyZoos is I just hear it so naturally, people already call me that as is. So it was nice to not be able to have to change too much about myself or make almost like an alter ego type of name,
That's pretty neat because it's the way you have it spelled. It is a way for folks to how would you, I guess, pronounce it or spell it, or it is catchy. So I was interested in that because I saw that I was like, okay, that caught my attention.
I have so I produce also EDM music.
Okay, let's talk about
that. Pretty much I had to come up with the alternate, or I didn't have to, but I wanted to separate my EDM from my I guess hip hop and other kind of music. And figuring out what my name would be was so difficult. And my middle name is Nazareth.
Okay.
Super biblical name, but pretty much I did the same thing with that. All I did was change the last E to X, and no, that's my EDM name. But
okay.
I don't think I plan on changing those anytime.
Got you. That's pretty cool. So how long have you been doing EDM for?
Not long, man. I mean, I want to say I started producing EDM music at 17 or 18. I'm 24 now. I mean, 6 years is a long time, but it doesn't feel like a long time.
It doesn't, but it's a blink of an eye.
But I honestly didn't even start liking EDM. I think I got dragged to a festival when I was 16 or 17. I did want to go, but it was just not my cup of tea at the time. But then once I was there, I was like, damn, I want to be in this. This is really cool.
Yeah.
But I'd say about 6 years and counting.
Okay. And for the audience out there, for the folks that know Around the Loop that don't know what EDM is, it's electric dance music. Just for the folks that don't understand that. Some people are like, well, what does that mean? But so I wanted to ask, also, if folks were to meet you for the first time, or fans and stuff like that, how would those fans would say, how would they describe you? How would they describe you, or how would you describe yourself?
I don't know. I feel like it would depend on my environment, but for the most part, I'm talkative. I'm open to talking to people and everything, as long as they're not, doing too much. But yeah, I mean, feel like I'm a normal person. I like to remind myself I'm just a person, just like everyone else. And I mean, asking how everyone's day is and so forth. But yeah, I guess I would just say I'm pretty chill, pretty laid back for the most part.
No, that's great because some folks are curious. Like they want to. They'll be like, oh well, so and so is actually a dickhead, or they're so and so because
They're
I
mean to
heard
their
from so and
fans.
so. Yeah, but it's like, okay, but if they're hearing it straight from you, it's different. They're like, okay, well, I am X, Y, and Z because of X, Y, and Z. So if my fan saw me on a bad day, it's because a fan, X, Y, and Z. There's
Yeah.
reasons to it. So there's a misconception idea that it's just one rumor that ruins a whole repetition, which is fucking terrible.
Yeah, for real.
And now that I asked you those little simple ass questions, well, not simple, actually, they're complicated. But I wanted to take a deep dive into your childhood. Basically, we're gonna fucking rewind the clock. We're gonna take it way back. So, let's start with your childhood. Like, as a child, like, what did you want it to be when once you were an adult as a kid? Was it different now than what it is?
Way different.
Let's talk about that.
I am a big soccer player still, but
Okay.
at that time, like growing up, I played in like club soccer and found good success in a lot of areas where I could have played college ball.
Okay.
So I would say growing up, I wanted to be a professional soccer player. I just grew up in that environment.
Nice.
Chivas fan.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, once I guess high school started coming close to an end, that's when I kind of started shifting gears and, thinking that like there was just something missing in my life. Soccer is fun and it's great, but it's just such a massive commitment. And in order to make such a massive commitment, trainings, always got to be dieting, sleeping right. You have to be able to like fully enjoy it and be fully head in, or else it just becomes like work. And I guess I got a little burnt out, but yeah, fortunately that led to music making. And I mean, now I can say I have a good balance of both.
That's good. No, that's good, man. And sometimes you gotta just take a small break from what it is. And yeah, you like you said, burning out. It does happen.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, and I understand that because everybody has the devotion, dedication to doing a certain craft, and they want to do the best and give it 110%. Nobody wants to say, "Oh, I just gave him my 10." Everybody wants to say, "I gave him my 110." So yeah, I understand where sometimes it'll lead you to burning out like that. And so I wanted to ask you, like, let's talk about your upcoming year, like your childhood. How was your childhood growing up?
I'd say it was a lot of good, some bad in there. I'm sure a lot of people can relate.
Yeah,
that's life. But for the most part, I grew up the youngest in a family of 5. I have 2 older sisters, and we were a really tight-knit family. We spent a lot of time together.
Nice.
Me and my dad always spent a lot of time because we both played soccer. So I'd say it was good. We were always out. If it wasn't like a park, like my parents would just take us like to go walking and just do, anything to keep us like entertained. And we were rambunctious. I know me, I had a lot of energy, so I needed a lot of care. But yeah, I would say it had its fair share of hardships as well. Like I guess money problems and just a lot of relocating, changing schools. But aside from all that, I would say I had a good childhood. I was fortunate enough to grow up in a time where like people didn't have their phones in their hands all the time, so it was cool. We'd just be outside all day until the sun went down, playing tag, doing whatever. But yeah, I would say I had a good childhood overall.
No, that's really good, and I appreciate you sharing that because a lot of the other folks that I interviewed, they all have different stories. They all have a different upcoming. Some were smooth sailing, some were a little rough over the a little rough over the edges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate you sharing your experience like that because some people are gonna be curious, like, oh, they just, they hear your stuff. They're like, oh, he's full of rags and riches and stuff like that.
Yeah, for real.
And it's a mixed idea. It's like, no, man, like I was upcoming. I fucking worked really hard to get here. Like, it was not easy. It's not an easy journey. And that's some folks get that mistaken. Like they get that fucked up where it's like, oh, I'll just be able to do this and
Easy peasy.
yeah, pretty much. So no, I really, like I said, I really do appreciate you sharing that. And is there any other hobbies or passions that you have besides, or I guess like that you had as a kid that you don't do now as an adult and that you do as an adult now?
I feel like I still do the same things I do as a kid.
Okay.
But I have picked up more hobbies, like especially with my friends picking up their own hobbies. I feel like I hang around people who just like to do things all the time. I know my homie Ross got me into like rock climbing.
Oh, nice.
And that shit is scary.
I can imagine.
It's fun. It's like stimulating and honestly tires me out so I can go to sleep good. But I can't really say I have any different hobbies. If anything, I've probably had to set aside some hobbies to make time for my music or soccer. Like I used to skateboard way more, but now I'm just scared that if I like land wrong or like end up busting my shit, that'll be like,
yeah, it'll put you out for a good minute.
Yeah, you know,
can't afford that
not
right
at
now.
this age.
Yeah, and especially you can't afford that right now. There's a lot going on, and
Seriously.
and to be slowing down like that, it's just, I hate to say it's not the time, but there's never a time for it. So unfortunately, accidents do happen.
Accidental, yeah.
They do happen, so you can't just plan them. Okay. So wanted to ask you, like, what's a misconception about your job as an artist? Like, what is a misconception that folks, the audience, that you want to share with them? They get it wrong.
I think a misconception about making music is that it's relatively easy, especially just because like anyone can make copy and paste music. I can go on YouTube and look up how to make a pop song or something, and I'm sure I can recreate something. But I think what separates like a great artist versus just a regular schmegular, I guess, artist is just like the creativity, individuality. You can hear that sound. You can hear when something is made from the soul, I feel like, almost, versus something that's kind of just made for commercial use. And that's difficult. That takes a lot of practice. People think you can just show up and record a song. Like, no, writing takes time, especially good material. If you are writing about the same thing every other artist is writing, like, your music is probably not very interesting. So, I mean, keeping the music inspired is a job itself. You have to put your hours in and practice every day.
So, sorry, excuse me. Oh shit!
It's a good time for me to cough too.
Yeah, it's just smacks. So, anyways, wanted to ask you, like, what were your inspirations? Like, who was there music artists that inspired you to become an artist? Was there, or what inspired you? What triggered it to like actually transition from you being from the soccer player that you were to actually kicking off and doing music? What was that inspiration? Do you remember that day that you can share with the world?
Surely. I definitely remember the day where it switched, but I guess there was just a lot of factors that led up to it. Like, in elementary school, I had this like after school program teacher named Jeremy. He was super cool. He would always like let us write rap battles and rap against each other. And I feel like that's where the rapping first started for me. Aside from like listening to like, Kendrick Lamar early on, or Tupac, Eminem specifically, just all that 2000s like hip hop music. And, as I tried to like learn different instruments and find how I wanted to go through music. I picked up the electric guitar. I didn't like it. I was good at the piano though for some reason, but I just never took lessons. My sisters did though.
Okay.
So just like little hints throughout my life. But then once I got to high school, I had a homie named Andres, and we had mutual friends, and we both knew we wanted to make music but didn't know how. And we like got connected, and from there we became like super good friends, and just like our main goal was to just perform music, and tour. And that's kind of where it switched for me. That's when I was like, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do, Okay.
And so like you mentioned some of the artists that were inspiration. Is there any other artists that inspired you from, I guess your from your lyricalism to your
So
flows or
many,
something?
man. I have gone through so many phases of music. You know, I started up listening to like Panic at the Disco, Sum
Okay.
41, you know,
Yeah.
Alien Ant Farm, you know, just rock and all that good stuff, and also had like my hip hop influences. I guess a big one for me would definitely have to be like Tyler the Creator,
Okay.
just like that
That's the
sense
first
of
mention.
yeah, the his sense of like I guess just being like unapologetically himself, like
Yeah.
definitely drove me to really like say like yeah, I might get made fun of. Like sometimes this shit feels like corny because like I can make bad music too sometimes, you know, and like
Okay.
it's just all about putting yourself out there. And I guess
True.
he inspired me to do that.
That's pretty cool.
Other artists that really, really have shaped me. Wow. It's just so many. I feel like Travis Scott, you know, early on, I've been a fan of Travis Scott for so long. I first heard of him in like 2010 or 11 or something like that because he had performed at university like 2-3 blocks away down from where I lived at the time when I was that age.
Oh, nice.
So I guess just those artists are definitely my main ones, you know, just because of those experiences and them having that influence just made me realize like I can really do this shit, you know, this it's more obtainable than I imagine.
Okay. And so, no, and I appreciate that because some folks would, you know, they're gonna be curious. They're like, oh, well, you know, this artist has an inspiration. He kind of sounds like, or she sounds like so and so, or a mixture of so and so.
Yeah.
Because there is always that. So like, have you ever been told, oh, you sound like so and so, or you sound like a mixture of this person and this person, or they're kind of their style similar?
Definitely, yeah. I can't like pick one at the moment, but I'd say I get told that more for like when I have more auto-tune-y kind of rap songs, you know? A lot of that can definitely excuse me.
You're good.
Can be like a lot of copy and paste, you know?
Okay.
But I feel like implementing your own style is just the hardest part of it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't think of like an artist that I get told I sound like, I suppose, just because
Oh, that's good.
I mix just so many different genres. You know, I've gone from pop to hip hop, changing my instruments, making more jazzy styled beats, and just changing it up is what keeps, I guess, me interesting as an artist. Just because I couldn't really define what category or genre I really sit in, so I can just drop whatever music whenever I want, and however the fans perceive me is up to them, you know?
No, that's and I appreciate you sharing that because that gives a, like you said right there, that's a whole wide, the spectrum is wide on that one. So it's like there's such a selection, which is nice, you know. And have you ever, because I've dealt with this with another artist, shout out to Tone the Usual. He on our episode there, he mentioned that he had a local artist one time or another person copy his exact fucking music word for word. It was the exact same song, just copy pasted over his own music video. And the dude claimed it was his and everything, and it was like a whole clone situation. So, have you ever had a clone situation where somebody was taking your music, copy and pasted on their music video, and saying it was theirs?
Man,
Or being close?
I honestly don't think I have.
Okay.
I feel like if anything, like there's been times where I post my beats on the internet just to like get sold, and then at some point someone's gonna end up just stealing that beat, recording to it, and uploading it.
Yeah.
Which like it sucks, but at the same time, it doesn't get me too mad. Like if they're using the beat, that at least I know it's good.
True.
But I can't say I've had an instance where like someone tries to copy me. I know it's gonna happen sometime down the line, but I think I'll be okay if it happens. You know, if they end up doing me better than me, then I just need to work harder, I guess. But
That's a good way to put it. Honestly, I've never seen it like that. That's a good way to put it. Shit. Okay. I like that. I really do.
thank you.
So I wanted to ask you, like, let's talk about your latest journey behind your latest single. Was it Orange Tape? It's your latest one, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. What was the whole process behind it? Let's talk about the whole journey and the experience.
Man, that tape and just that color series of tapes. I have yellow tape and purple tape with my homie Body Crimes.
Mm-hmm.
I also got my boy Sam on it. But honestly, that probably was the most fun period of time where I was making music, because me and my two homies pretty much rented out a house. We moved from the Bay Area to Vista.
Nice.
And man, like we'd go out, we'd do like whatever, like shits and giggles, and then we'd come back to the studio and just like spend like 6-7 hours, make a random song, and really just not worry about the final product. We just try to crank out as many songs as possible. And within that time, we made like 20 something songs, and
Oh shit.
we ended up dividing it into different tapes, like
Okay.
depending on what mood like each color conveyed. So orange tape was kind of more of like the like uppity, kind of upbeat but more chill type of series of songs. And honestly, we just got drunk and like smoked some weed and made songs, and it was a good time, you know. I'm pretty sure one of those songs is called Boygas. Like the title of that song is Boygas because pretty much my boy Sam just comes out and he's like, hey, like, who wants some Boygas, you know, some hamburgers? And I was just like, all right, I'm naming this beat Boygas. And then it ended up being the whole track title, even though it has nothing to do with the song.
Mm-hmm. So for the audience, I want to look that up. Is that all available online for them to see?
It's on Spotify, YouTube.
Make sure we put the
Apple
links there
Music,
for the people to
everywhere.
see it. Okay.
Definitely check it out. Check out my dog Body Crimes and my boy Sam.
We'll put their
awesome, super
links
great
in there
music
as well.
on their behalf as well.
Okay, I appreciate that. So yeah, I was curious about it. Everybody has a different story behind their latest project or their latest single or EP, whatever the project was. And you know, some say it was fun, some say it was stressful, some say that, oh, I knocked that out in 3 weeks, I knocked that out in a couple days. Like, so there is a lot of answers to it, and I appreciate you sharing that. And so I wanted to ask you, let's talk about your friendship with Hood One. So with the world to know, like,
Hell yeah.
let's talk about that.
It's my dogs. Well, moving out here from the Bay, I definitely was just hoping to up my game, and I needed to, I guess, find a good filmer. And I got put on to my boy Soulja, Baby Soulja, shout out him. But yeah, I locked in with him. We made a music video and we just clicked, man. It was like almost like destined to happen, you know. We shot some music videos and got some media over time, and he's definitely pulled some strings for me and just made crazy shit happen for me. And it's awesome, man. Hood One is just a collective of just some really creative individuals. You know, we got photographers, videographers, you know, myself as a musician, the whole spiel. And you know, a lot of big things are going to be coming out of this collective, and you know, we got strength in numbers here, so it's nice. Definitely go check us out. We'll leave the link and everything below, so you can check us out on Instagram and everywhere.
Definitely. No, the whole world's gonna be excited to check this out. You know, it's good. It's good. It's really, honestly really exciting, because I was just checking the statistics, the stats this morning on the analytics of the podcast and everything, and just realized that we got fans from. Shout out to the fans in the UK. Shout out to the fans in Germany. To the one fan in Vietnam. I saw the view there. That was pretty neat.
Hell yeah.
And to the fans in Brazil, I just saw that last night. We have some fans from Brazil. I don't know exactly where, but as soon as it updates, I'll see exactly where. But Brazil's been listening in too. Shout out to the folks in Canada too. My Canadian fans out there. My fans in Mexico too. Fans out in the East Coast and the West Coast and the Midwest. Shit, Mr. Worldwide, just haven't hit China yet.
Mr. Worldwide.
I know. But it's really nice, man, and I appreciate you sharing that, because it's like some people are curious how it all started, what really kicked off more into your journey as an artist, and but to ask a more of a personal question, like, what's your favorite color?
Oh man, that's tough.
Or colors with an S.
I'm nervous now. I'd have to say purple. Purple's always been like my main color. There's just something about it that I'm attracted to, I
Mhm.
suppose. But I guess if I had to put like a rank order, it'd be like purple first, red second, and then black third.
Okay. Nice, nice.
What about you? What's your favorite color?
Ooh, for me, so I'm a big fan of turquoise. Um, yeah, turquoise color, black, and that's pretty much it. The shades of grays. And yeah, I don't know. Something about turquoise always the color, but I was always drawn to it.
Turquoise.
Hmm.
That's like bluish, right?
Yeah, it's like a yeah.
I'm terrible with colors, dude.
Oh no, you're Gucci. It's like let's see, what company did it? Tiffany Co. company. They have like a Tiffany blue. It's like it is like a light blue. It's almost like a light sky blue. Kind of almost looks like your core down there. Just a little. If it was like a little brighter,
Yeah.
it'd be turquoise.
I like the Nightwing
Hmm.
color.
Yeah, I have. Oh, I don't have my lanyard on me. I would have brought that. My lanyard has a turquoise on it on the beading. Would have shared that. But okay. Yeah, no. So yeah, those were my favorite colors. Just pretty simple. Honestly, nothing too complicated. Is there any like favorite place? Is there any favorite foods that you like to eat around or local areas
Oh,
where you want to
man.
give shout outs to?
So many. I love eating.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I love just going to like the Sunset Market on Thursday nights and just getting hella different foods. They whoever invented that or came up with that idea, man, just deserves it all. Cause wow, I don't know. I feel like I've been trying to cook more from home,
Mhm.
but I've been eating like a lot of Mexican food. There's this one place called like Carmen's Taco Shop or something like that. That
Okay.
place is pretty good. I've definitely grown really fond of going to Primo's on Tuesdays and Fridays. What is it, like 69-cent
Yeah,
tacos?
Primo's is the fucking shit
Man,
right there.
The Bay Area
Those
needs
highways.
something like that, genuinely, just because, man, they get business and their tacos are hella good.
Yeah, everything's good. Their guacamole, their chips, everything's all fresh there. It's so fucking good. They
Dude.
just opened up a Primo's in Escondido. No, Vista.
Oh,
It's like
yeah?
in the middle of Vista. Well, going.
It's here, right? On
Yeah, it's just on the
Vista
road.
Way.
Yeah, there's a Primo's right here. I was
That's
thinking the
right.
one of Coast Highway.
Dude. And
But-
then Angelo's. I know it's like
Angelo's.
fast food, but there's no way that they put Mexican, Greek, and what is it? An American food all in one combo.
one.
Dude, and I always get their biscuits and gravy from there, and it's fucking smack every time.
Their avocado toast from Angelo's is fucking fire. If you haven't tried it,
I haven't, no.
so good. My shout out to my boy Dylan. He actually put me on that. My coworker Dylan actually he put me on the avocado toast from Angelo's. It's super gas. I
check
think
it
it's like
out.
$10 though, but it's so worth it. It's actually really worth it. Yeah. Is there any other spots that you recommend for folks that are coming out around the area, that if they're in around Oceanside, Vista, Carlsbad, San Marcos, San Diego, that they want to try something new, or you would recommend for the audience? What
I
if
would
it's Primos,
definitely.
it's Primos, there's no problem.
Yeah, I feel like I've been eating like more fast food,
Hmm.
but there's this one restaurant. It's not even like a restaurant. It's a fast food chain. It's called, what's it called? Great Cons. In the Carlsbad shops, it's like noodles.
Oh,
and
dude,
beef.
that's the shit.
Bro, they used to have that in the mall in my hometown back in the Bay Area, and then they like took it out for some reason, and then they tried to like replace it with like this bootsy ass like Temu version of it, and it just did not hit the same. It was just not as good. So once I moved here and they opened that up, I was like, oh my god.
There's another
Yes.
spot that's similar to that one, but it's in Temecula. It's at the Temecula Mall there, but it's called American. Yeah, isn't that crazy? The Great Con and American, yeah, fucking same thing. Their stuff is pretty good there, but they don't on that area. You put your own oils and stuff
Oh really?
instead of like the Great Con where they already
just
like
put it
season
on.
it. Yeah, so because they already know the amounts.
Yeah.
There, you just kind of like figure it the fuck out.
I'd go crazy.
So it's pretty good though. It's yeah, I love that place. It's fucking fire. I'll fuck up a plate real fast. I don't even give a shit if it's steaming hot, burn my mouth, but it's worth it. It really is. So, do you have any other? Do you have any favorite places you like to go to besides like restaurants or anywhere around? Whether it's like it could be parks, it could be I don't know, a fucking hill, it could be
It's a bunch
anywhere.
of places, man. That's one thing I love about SoCal and just like North County, San Diego, is that there's just so much to do, so many inexpensive things to do. Like, I'll pretty much go to like Vista Sports Park like Wednesday mornings, and there's usually like 30 people ready to have like a full blown soccer game, which
Nice.
is sick. I really like going to the beach. Recently, I've been honestly just like driving and finding random places to like take my dog. It's not really my
Nice.
dog; it's my wife's dog, but I guess it's
Yeah.
my dog now, you know.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I've been just trying new things.
That's really cool.
I tried pottery for the first time,
How was
maybe like
that?
a month or so. Man, it was so cool. It was difficult though.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't anticipate it to be like. It requires a lot of detail and care and attention, and
It's not as easy as it looks.
no, not at
Okay.
all. Like,
Just in case people are curious.
and I was in a class with like 10 people, you know, so it's pretty nerve wracking because I see everyone else doing like the coolest fucking shit,
Uh-huh.
and I'm there like breaking the clay in its thinnest form and having to restart. But that was a really good experience. I've been doing a lot of escape rooms too. I feel like I like puzzles and
Okay.
being stimulated.
Nice. Have you been to any escape rooms recently or in the past like couple years?
Yeah, I've been going to one in the Carlsbad shops and then another here in Oceanside. I forget what it's called, but it's the one in the same parking lot as like a gas station. I
Yeah.
wish I could remember.
I know exactly. It's in between Oceanside and Vista.
Yeah,
I know exactly. I went to that one. That was really fucking fun. I went
It
to
was
it as
tough.
a company thing.
I was pissed the last time I went with my wife. Like,
Uh-huh.
they tell you that you're not supposed to use like too much force, right?
Yeah.
To, like not break their stuff. So they were like, if you push with 2 fingers, like that's as much force as you need.
Yeah.
And one of the hints, like it was like this fish, and we're pushing down on its fin because we can see
Yeah.
that it opens, like not opening at all. And then at the end of the puzzle or whatever, we were like, oh, like could you help us open the fish, like just for us to see? And this lady was like putting her whole shoulder and like body weight into opening the fin, and we were like, come on, like what the fuck? You hella cheated us.
So they rather. Well, I guess it's a liability thing.
Yeah,
They rather
it's
take the L.
understandable. But honestly, I am a sore loser sometimes. I feel like
Well, I feel that
I
too.
like to win.
Yeah. And it sucks because like you would have got that done if it wasn't for the little stupid ass
Dumbass
inconvenience.
fish.
Yeah, the fishtail. For real. Okay. Other than that, like, wanted to ask, is there any big changes that you've noticed in society in the past like 5 years, 10 years?
Man, so many. I'm studying psychology, and I feel like by learning it, like I feel like I tend to notice a lot of things, good and bad. But I guess I would say people are losing their creativity. Everything has just become kind of like a gimmick, you know, for show. You know, they want to be like a musician, and realistically, they're just doing like TikTok dances in front of the camera, but not really making any. You know, it's just not good stuff. Or you could tell they're not putting their heart into it. It's
Yeah.
just kind of they want to be seen as an artist and feel like an artist, but they're not doing artist things. You know. So I guess that's kind of frustrating for me. And just another thing I would say is that, man, I guess just like the internet, the way the internet's changing, the way we're changing with the internet too. Like, I feel like parents need to watch what their kids are watching on their tablets and shit, man.
Especially on YouTube, it's one of the most scariest
Dude,
things, man.
crazy. Like, I'll be on Instagram and, you know, 1 minute it's like soccer videos and random stuff. And then
Yeah.
out of nowhere, like, you could just really come across like a video of a dude like dying or something like that.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
was the most gnarliest thing. I've seen that, and even on like I've seen it on Instagram, and especially for the kids that are on YouTube, like the iPad kids. A lot of the iPad kids. I said that on like I think it was like my 3rd episode or 4th episode, something like that. I talked about iPad kids, and it wasn't in a bad way because I know some folks need the iPads to stay focused, and I get
Right.
that. But for the ones they're fine, they just have a fucking tablet in their face. The scary thing about YouTube, so like, some of these kids know how to maneuver YouTube really well, and they know how to maneuver it better than they know how to actually speak.
Yeah.
And it's scary because there's videos out there that it's so nuts. There's videos of like this dude that's out there shaving his butthole, showing the world how to shave, like narrate your asshole, and it's uncensored. Like the kids can watch that, and it's educational. But the dude's showing his full blown brown eye, brown eyeballs and everything. Like it came out on the Two Bears One Cave. It was Two Bears One Cave where they showed the fucking clip. I think it was Your Mom's House. It was one of those two podcasts, but it was the Nair guy. Oh, it was Your Mom's House, and they were showing the Nair guy. He's on YouTube. You can literally look it up. I'm not putting the link there, but he waxes his butthole. There's a bunch of fucking freaky ass videos there, and that or the little challenge videos where it's like they'll be watching a regular video and it's like some like subliminal message in there.
Yeah.
A little scary.
It's terrifying. Honestly, too, same with like, I guess, being a content creator. You know, a lot of kids want to be like influencers and content creators, but like they don't understand by like putting their face and image out there. And a lot of times they disclose like their own address. Like they're just at danger of like being abducted or being put at harm.
Yeah, and that's another thing is learning about, you know, being aware of your surroundings and stuff like that, like not disclosing certain information out. You have to be aware of that. Like
stranger danger.
Yeah, there are. It's a real deal. There are real strangers, and yeah, they will come and get you. Like and they come in all shapes and forms and sizes. So, and nowadays it's not even like, oh, it's this freaky looking dude. It could be anybody, which is scary. And but no, that is the digital world has been changing so rapidly, and that with AI too, it's just fucking nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm so terrified that like one day they're gonna make an AI of my voice or something, like
push you in a freshman Excel and you were in it without you being in it. Crazy.
Yeah, we're in scary times for sure. Technology can be really good, but it could also be really scary, especially in like the climate that our world is in right now, you know.
No, I agree with that 100%. I had one of the other episodes, they were mentioned like, well, what if your podcast was taken, all the audio was taken and just put it over a video, and they just fucking, you know, mouthed it off, and then you're like, what the fuck? So it's your podcast episode recording, but their video, and I'm like, oh,
Someone
hell
else.
No. And no, it's pretty fucking scary. It really is. I mean, like, shit, some changes I've noticed where like people being impatient. Attention span.
Man, I'm so impatient.
I am too.
I fall victim to it.
No, but that's a stage. That's a stage that happens, man. You go through it. Because I growing up too, it's the same thing. I went through a stage where I was impatient too, and now that I'm older, it's like,
what's the rush?
They're sometimes it kind of slows down a little bit. I still get impatient from time to time with certain things. Like if I need to get it fucking done, like, all right, let me get it done. Like that's it. But there's always a tomorrow. You got to remember there's always a tomorrow. But that and anger issues. Some people are just too quick to pop off.
Yeah.
And you have to be careful how you walk, how you step around, and how you just come across certain folks. You can't just be thinking that other individual isn't going to slap the shit out of you, isn't going to hurt you.
Especially here in California.
It's a lot of mixed emotions. There's a lot of pranksters going around. You got to be careful, folks out there. Like, you got to be careful what you're doing out there in the streets, because you're going to catch the wrong person. And that's a lot. Yeah, you're gonna be put on a white T-shirt,
bro. Yeah,
like God forbid that actually happens, because some people don't take jokes. They don't take jokes at all. You know, it might trigger their PTSD and they actually hurt you. You got to be careful with that.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. At one point, like in high school, I used to do like little pranks and stuff like that. I was with this little group and we did good, but the guy who like shot videos and stuff just became too egotistical and stuff. But
shit.
A lot of the pranks that he would come up with were just like fucked up, bro. And there'd be times where I'd just be like, dude, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And I'd just like leave and they'd get super pissy. But yeah, one day, like you can't, like if someone is just the wrong person to try, man, I wouldn't want to find out.
Yeah,
I'm glad I stopped doing that stuff.
Yeah, no, and it is true. There's a point where it's like, okay, enough's enough. Like there are funny pranks. Like don't get me wrong, there are good pranks.
Harmless.
Yeah, but when you're like throwing a firework at somebody's like a homeless person's tent, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's
You don't do
terrible.
that. You don't do that shit. Another thing is like road raging. I noticed that's a big thing going around too. People are so
Yeah.
quick to hop out of their cars, so you got to be careful because if you're quick to just think you can just hop out of your car and try to beat the other person's ass real fast, you do not know what that person has right next to them as a surprise for you.
Yeah. Hell
And at that point, you got out of your car to threaten them, so they have the right to defend themselves. And so honestly, let them dickheads fucking drive. You're fine. You're gonna get there. It's all right. But I understand sometimes that there's a slow ass driver. Try to get around them safely and shit.
Yeah.
And there are dickheads too that like to play games and want to play bump cars with you too. So you gotta be on alert. I recommend honestly for all the audience out there, get a fucking dash cam.
Yeah.
Get a dash
for
cam.
real.
There's so many fucking dummies out there.
Dude, I had to catch myself too, and I've been getting better at it, but
So a dash cam is actually gonna help you actually
be more.
more on track with your driving and stuff. It'll help you like because you're being recorded too
Yeah.
at the same time. So it's like
The proof
okay,
is there. If you do something bad, it's on camera.
yeah. So it's like okay, you're on your best behavior. That's how I see it. The camera helps you focus like to be on your best behavior when you're driving, and it helps. It's helped a lot to be honest. But there are times where you'll hear me on camera on dash cam. I have like a shit ton of clips where it's like, oh, you fucking ding dong and this and that. Or who the fuck gave you your license? Like I'll go off in my own car, but no. But I've had situations where the dash cams has saved me numerous times, and
Better
Pick up
safe
the
than
clutch.
sorry.
yeah,
Cars
But,
are too expensive. Plus, it's dangerous being on a freeway,
yeah,
especially out here in California. Man, if you're driving the speed limit here, like you are in danger. Like you have to be going like at least 10, 15 over
yep.
just to be at the speed of everybody.
And it's
Minimum.
crazy. Yeah, you'll be going 80, 90 already, and you're like, what the fuck? But you're technically going with the flow of traffic.
Yeah.
And, sometimes it just doesn't add up. So I wanted to, get back to asking about, like, is there any favorite snacks or movies that you like or shows?
Man, I love binging stuff.
Mhm.
I just finished watching. I haven't really finished anything lately. Well, I just watched the new Joker movie. That shit was terrible. Other than that, I started watching Jane the Virgin with my wife. She put me onto that show.
Okay, that's a good show.
That show is fucking insane. Apparently, it's based on like a
True story.
telenovela or
Yeah.
something like that. But that is a fantastic show. Other than that, I've been picking up on the new season of Abbott Elementary.
Okay.
That's a really good show. I'm
Nice.
waiting for like their crossover episode. They're doing like a crossover with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I heard about that. I actually saw the
Little
picture
teaser,
for you.
or the picture, yeah. So I'm excited for that.
Nice.
But other than that, I feel like I've been rewatching shows. Like I'm on my second turn of watching My Name Is Earl.
Okay, that's a
That's
good
a
one.
fucking dope show. I don't know if you've ever
Good
seen
show.
it.
I have. I've seen episodes here and there.
That guy Greg Garcia can definitely like put a show together. He has other good shows too, like Raising Hope. I forget other ones, but I'm sure he has more. But other than that, that's pretty much all I've been watching. I can't say I have too much time to watch stuff, but when I do, I definitely like binge watch stuff.
Nice. Is there any like snacks that you want to share with the world that you're into? Like that's your
Dude, I'm a
Your
terrible
favorites.
snacker. Like I over snack. Depends. Like sometimes if I smoke, I start doing weird shit. Like the other day, my wife made like hot Cheetos with like a bunch of lime, and it was like we like it with so much lime juice to the point where it's soggy. And
Yeah.
I was eating salami, and I just like combined both. I was eating like ceviche de hot Cheetos.
Hell yeah, there you go.
But I love chips. I feel like chips and gummy candy is like my kryptonite. I really like.
Is there a specific brand? Because I know there's different brands that are good and some that are fucking shit.
The sour watermelons. I feel like
Okay.
those never fail. Or like the nerd clusters.
Mm.
Those are the ones. And then for chips, I like doing this thing where like if you go to 7-Eleven,
Mhm.
they'll have kind of similar chips to like the American
Yeah.
normal aisle stuff, but they're like from Mexico.
That's
Man,
nice.
the Doritos from Mexico taste so much better than the ones from the United States. So I'll like get that or get like Mexican brand chips and just hot sauce and
Yeah.
chili and just go crazy.
Nice. No, that's. And I've always noticed that the Mexican chips that have a different seasoning. There's a different flavor to it.
Right?
It's so similar, but it's different. It's pretty good though. Yeah, I
that's
do
the
agree
one.
with you on that. So I wanted to ask also, like, is there any artists in the future that you hope to collaborate, or anybody in the future that that you would love to collaborate with?
Man, there's so many, but if I had to pick one,
Or a
there's this-
couple if you like.
There's this dude from the UK named
Uh-huh.
Joseph. I think he's from like Glasgow, something like
It's
that.
funny. One of my fans is actually from there.
Oh, really?
For real.
Man, that one fan, if you're watching, man, put me on to Joseph, if you know who
Let's
that
make
is.
this happen because I have actually a few views from that
Oh, yeah?
specific location.
Dude, this guy has the fucking voice of an angel. And, like, I started following him in, like, 2018 or 19. And then he put out this one project not too long ago. And, man, the songs and just the visuals are just so amazing. But, man, that's, like, my dream collaboration. I know this dude's going to blow up super big. Like, he's already, like, getting a lot of buzz and traction, but I know this guy's going to blow up. But just to hear my voice or, like, hear him even on one of my beats would be my absolute goal. But in the future, I guess I would want to make more music with like my childhood heroes just for the sake of myself. Like I would want a song with like Lil Wayne, or if I were to like branch out kind of like my horizons, I don't know, maybe even like Elton John. Is Elton John still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Right?
He's still
That's what I
rocking.
thought
Yeah,
so.
he's in Vegas.
Like a big time artist, just like not hip hop. But I don't know. I guess I feel like a lot of the artists that I really, really grew up on are kind of like gone or passed away. You know, like
True.
I grew up on like Michael Jackson. Grew up on like a lot of rock stuff. You know, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses. But if not like pop, definitely like some rock artists of some sort, if any are still alive. I know a lot of the rock stars went a little too hard
Yeah.
in their times, but yeah, I honestly just hope to meet artists that am unaware of as well. Like
That's
I feel
really
like there's just such a massive pool of ridiculously crazy artists that like deserve it. So that's
Agreed.
what I'm hoping to do with my platform. Really, like
Nice.
I feel like once this shit is really popping off, like I guess I kind of just want to be walking down the street, and if I hear like some street performer really going crazy, like not getting the recognition they deserve, I want to be able to hopefully open up a path if they're
That's
like,
really cool.
if they want it, and if you know they're not a bad person.
Yeah. That's just a way of giving back. That's really good. You know, to give back like that and be able to give that opportunity to others.
Musicians are so underpaid, man. Like, and it's such a schemy business, even for like the people who are already like rich and doing their thing. Like, you know, a lot of people get fucked in contracts and bad business deals and all this stuff, and it's like it could really just be so simple. You know, at the end of the day, music isn't anything without the listener.
Yeah,
and
true.
let alone like the artist making the music itself. So it's like they have to be able to make it more easier for artists to do their thing. You know, like you meet most musicians and they have like, if not a backup plan, just like something to sustain themselves and enough for them to do their music. But essentially, like we need more business opportunities for musicians, like all around.
Honestly, and I agree with you on that because there some folks are. There are some music artists on the side. They're doing like trucking, they're doing gaming, they're doing this, they're doing that, retailing. So, you know, for the folks out there, you got to make sure you have that plan B, that backup plan just in case, because there are times where either the music's gonna slow it down, or you just you're on a writer's block, or etc. Whatever the situation is, and you got to be able to have your plan B ready to help you support you on that. Because there is going to be a period of time for folks, and like you said there, it is understandable. So now that we're getting very, very close to wrapping up the episode, I wanted to take the moment to thank you for being on this episode today. Thank you for taking the time to share the world, you know, the inside of a little insight of who you are and who you are as an artist as well, and your upcoming as well. I really appreciate that, and I hope this is gonna, when this does get published out for the folks around the world to hear this, it'll just it'll bring in more views, more fans, and it's just really excited to see the growth on that. So I'm really excited about that. Like I said, thank you so much, man. So I got 2 more questions left before we wrap it up.
Let's do it.
So I wanted to ask, if you had a message for yourself, or for basically, if you're looking at the younger version of yourself right in front of you, what would you tell yourself?
Man, the younger version of myself. I guess I would say you just keep going. I feel like, a lot of times growing up, we think that like the bad things that happen to us are like the end of the world, and it's good to just take a step back and just appreciate the good things, and not worry so much about what the future may hold. Obviously, like, work hard and do your stuff, but let things unfold themselves is definitely what I'd tell myself. I'm definitely a worrier. I've just always dreamt of like making sure that my parents are like well off and not having to work because they've busted their ass their whole life for me, So I guess some of that stress kind of just made me really want to, like, I needed to get like famous now. I needed to get rich now. But, it doesn't work that way. So let things happen and just take a step back, everything's all good. It's definitely what I'd say.
Okay. And then, that was a message to yourself, basically a little letter to yourself. So what's your message to the world? What would, if you had your one message and the world's going to know you by, or they want you to, what do you want the world to remember you? Like, that's, what's your message to the world so they can remember you? Like, hey, HeyZoos, this was his message to the world. Like, this is what he, what is it? It could be anything.
I would say just be compassionate always. I myself fail to do so sometimes, and I have to catch myself and remind myself that, like, everyone here is living on Earth for the first time.
True.
And, some people have it harder, some people have it easier, but at the end of the day, you just have to be compassionate. We're all in this together, There's no reason to have opposition to anyone, really. We're all here with the same goal, to just live life and have a good life and do what we need to do for the environment around us. But yeah, just being compassionate, man. Show love. I feel like people are kind of scared to be affectionate or like show their emotions. So just being vulnerable and being open to change while being compassionate is just the secret to life, I would say.
I appreciate that. Honestly, that is different from all the other folks I've interviewed. That's a unique answer, honestly. Everybody's answer is unique, but that one's really unique, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So like I said, thank you so much for taking your time for being on this episode today, and for the world out there, I hope you guys have a great Monday. This is gonna be a great way to start you guys this week. For the folks out there that are in the night shift, hey, you guys are ready for a new episode. For the morning folks that are on your way to work, this is all new. So, like I said, thank you guys.
Whole day's gone out the fucking window. I just wanna know what it feels to be home. It's hard to be the boss, but I gotta keep going. It's hard to be the boss, but I gotta keep going. Yeah, I'm rolling through the punches, I'm bobbing, controlling. I fell twice, but that's just for the moment. Got up 3 times, yeah, I'm striking, no bowling.